画になるしかないんだ。そうだろう。
So guys, it's here, Dayglow's Harmony House. I have been waiting a decent amount of time since Fuzzybrain for him to drop his second album, and it's finally here. Personally, just for opening thoughts, most of the singles were fine. They were not as similar as Fuzzybrain, which I mean, in some aspects, I think was a good thing, but in some aspects, I don't think it is. But this album goes as 80s as the 80s. Like, I honestly, some of these songs could have been released in the 80s. Yeah, it's a very different sonically from Fuzzybrain, which again, I think there's in some ways it's good, in some ways I didn't love. It's very not indie, honestly. It's very as I said, it's just straight out of the 80s. Anyway, so I'm gonna go into each of these tracks here, and we're gonna break those down. So the first one is Something. Something is too short, but I'd say it's a decent opening to the new record. Yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. I don't really have any issue with it. It's just, yeah, we'll get back to that track later though, trust me. And then we have Medicine, which is heavy 80s pop. And I can see the influences that Sloan said in recent podcasts. I think it was a Middle Age podcast he was on, that were integral for making this new record. I can totally see those influences. We have Balcony. I honestly had to re-listen to this because I completely forgot how it sounded. And I have to say it's extremely hard to grasp onto and follow. The song isn't really that catchy, if you ask me. I don't dislike it and like hate it or anything. It's not that bad, but it's just, I don't know. I don't love this track to death. I don't love it as much as I love some of the other ones for sure. Next up we have December. This track sounds like December. Snow falling and kind of an old vinyl playing in the background. You're just kind of sitting there watching the world go by. I think the lyrics are very much lacking though compared to anything off of Fuzzybrain, but I still found myself enjoying this track. Sonically, very good. Production-wise, pretty good. Then we have Close to You. That was the first single for this record. Sounds like a Dayglow song. It's the easiest way to put it. It does sound like it could have been on Fuzzybrain, if you ask me at least. Crying on the Dance Floor. Goodness. It's just another song that's 100%. I mean, I think it could have been released in the 80s. I wouldn't even realize. If you told me this record was from the 80s, I probably would believe you. Like, he did that good of getting that aesthetic and getting that sound. The saxophone is super cool add-on. I mean, his other record was mostly all just synths and stuff, which again, I think was a lot better produced if you ask me, but I still respect Sloan for trying new things, and there's that saxophone in this is super good. Again, I think the lyrics could have progressed. They're kind of weak. Okay, now we have Into Blue. The chorus and vocals were not super great. They weren't as catchy if you ask me. Like, way out in the distance, like the chorus sounded like, and it was like really high pitched too, which is very odd, which I think it might be like a metaphor to like into the blue, right? Like someone's into the blue, they're like out in the distance, and that's why the vocals sound like that. I'm not sure. If that's true, that improves the rating. If it's not, then it doesn't. Moving on. It's a cute track. There's something that sounds like a recorder in it. I'm not sure if it was, but I mean, that was kind of funny. If it is, it's pretty good. I laughed pretty hard when I heard it because I wasn't sure. But yeah. Then we have Whoa Man. Whoa Man. This song honestly came to me at a great time. The lyrics spoke to me a lot when it came out, but on a second re-listen, it's fine. I mean, I don't hate this track, but it's definitely, again, kind of lacking in some of the spots that I feel like Fuzzybrain did better, like production-wise. So yeah, Strangers, probably the most emotional track on the album. Once I get to the other two, I'll tell you. But this one is pretty lyrically is very good. Like, I was actually impressed by this one. It's about kind of like how you can move into a new spot and how you feel like a stranger. You know, you can move on and maybe, you know, move out of your parents' house or something, right? And you can go and meet all these people and you think that they're your friends and blah, 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 blah. And then you realize they're just whoever, and they don't actually care about you, so you feel like a stranger. and it's a crazy, like, it really is a good track, and it was really well put together, and even sonically too, sounds great. Production was very good for the song. So yeah, there's like this crashing of like cymbals and like bells, and it felt kind of obnoxious. That's my only issue with that track, but otherwise I liked it a lot. Definitely added it to my playlist. Very good. And we're in the final two, which are almost pretty much one track. We have Like Ivy and alright, Strangers flows into Like Ivy. I apologize, I got that backwards. It's very early. This song starts immediately after Strangers. The transition is flawless. I'm gonna be honest, it's like the best song on the record, because it makes the album come as a whole. You start to hear the same jingle from Something, the first song of the record, and it kind of gives this overall story of like moving on. I think that's what this record's supposed to be about, and it's about trying new things. That's how I read it, and in the end, honestly, with that simply him adding the jingle from Something up to the grade from 5 to 6. So I'm giving this a 6 out of 10. I do not hate it at all. I think it's pretty good. Like, I don't dislike it. It's not like 21 Pilots' latest record. That's just a mess. This is a very good, solid listen, and I liked it a lot. Dayglow, I have been following for almost 2 years now. Big fan. I hope he sees this video, but if he doesn't, okay, that's fine. But yeah, so yep, 6 out of 10, you guys. Please do check it out. There's like maybe one or two, maybe one skippable track or two, but otherwise, it really does sound nice, though. It sounds like a really relaxed album, and honestly, I probably might get it on vinyl just to have it spin in the background. It's a very chilled album. So yeah, guys, check out Harmony House, and please do like, share, and subscribe to this video soon.